Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ruby. Welcome. And I have not been on YouTube for a while. I don't even remember how long ago, but I think almost a year. So we are now in 2022 and I am so excited. Last year was super interesting for me. I have not done a YouTube video in like a year. I have short hair now, and actually it was shorter. It was like right here, so it's grown. Because if you remember, I used to be blonde and it got really damaged. So I wanted to start fresh. I do miss my blonde hair, and most likely I will go blonde once it's all healed. But on today's video, I actually wanted to point out a few things and mention some things that I will be leaving in 2021 and things that I just learned that I went through this past year that I wanted to share with you guys. If you are interested in knowing what they are, please keep on watching. So the first one for me, it's very important, is leaving behind your negative mindset. And I think that's a very important one because, at least for me, I'm very, like, I get in my mind too much and I'm like, well, what if it doesn't work out? And I think that holds me back in a lot of areas and a lot of things that I want to do, just business wise and as well as in my personal life. I always think, like, what are people gonna say? Are they gonna judge me? Or just, I don't know, just being negative and thinking that everything's gonna go wrong. I think that that has been like coping mechanism for me, because if I expect the worst, I won't feel like I'm being let down when it happens. So I think that I have had that in my mind, like that negative way of thinking for so long. So this year I did learn how to be a little bit more positive, more putting myself out there, and I think it has, towards the end, I started doing that, because the beginning, not really. But I think I learned that I'm much more happier when I'm positive. I think I attract more good stuff in my life, instead of being negative. I think once I'm negative and I'm like, oh my god, why does this always happen to me, or like complaining in a way, I think I attract more negativity. But when I'm like, okay, I can learn from this, I feel like I look at things in a different way, and then it just makes me better. And with that being said as well, leaving behind negative people, sometimes people could be negative Nancy's, and a few times, like, I don't expect everybody to be positive 24/7 the whole year round, but sometimes there's those people that are just negative and want to bring you down no matter what you're doing. And I think those kind of people hold you back, and you don't really need them in your life, whether it's a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, etc. Like, sometimes that's gonna hold you back from growth, from being who you truly are or who you deserve to be. And if we keep them in our circle, if we keep them in our life, I think that that's gonna, like, in a way, cut our wings. I think that with the kind of circle that you hang out with, that reflects a lot of your growth, of who you are, who you're gonna become. So when I started doing nails, you guys probably don't know that, because I started doing nails like in, well, I started doing my own nails like last December. I bought everything, but for other people, I started in April, like at the end of April. Yeah, like April 26th, I went and got like a course and everything. And I remember my dad telling me that, and other people telling me that that was a very competitive thing to go into, because there was a lot of nails techs, like I wouldn't get a lot of people. And just instead of telling me like, you can do this, you got this, like, that's really good, that you don't want to work a 9 to 5, that you want to do your own thing, you want to have your own schedule, and they didn't, and that kind of made me feel sad. And I was like, dang, like it kind of got into my head, and I was like, yeah, that is true. There's other people that started way before me that are way better, but I didn't let that stop me, just because once I did start doing it, it became like a passion for me. And I did my own nails. Um, it became a passion for me, and it's like, I'm very artistic. I love art. And while I do nails, I do get to do some art, and it's a form of art to me. So I just kept going. Now we're in January, so I've been doing it for a while, and I can say that it is very competitive, but there's a thing for everybody. And people will come to you, your friends. Some friends have supported me, some have not, but it's really, like I said, if you want to grow in an industry, have people that are gonna hype you up. Like my mom, I love her. She meets new people, or anybody that she like talks to, she's always like, oh, my daughter does nails, oh, my daughter does this, oh, my daughter, like, she's always shouting me out, which I appreciate it. Because I'm more like shy. Like, I won't go and tell people like, hey, I do nails. No, like, I don't know, I'm more shy. So but my mom's not. And she has always like believed in me, and that I think that has really helped me. But like I said, other people did tell me in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be really hard. Some people don't succeed in that. Some people just take it as a hobby. Some people just do all the work and then they never do anything. And you don't want people like that, because that's gonna put fear in your head. And if you let it get to you, you're not gonna do it, you know? So we don't want that. And sadly, I cannot leave my dad in 2021. um, but other people that you don't need in your life, like friends, or I don't know, cousins, that don't want to hype you up, or that don't believe in you, like, you don't need to be close with those people. Just God bless them, and everybody has their rights to their opinion, to their way of thinking, but that doesn't mean that they have to bring that kind of negativity to you. So the next thing that I will be leaving in 2021 is toxic people. People that are mostly, I have not had a toxic friendship in years, I think now. But I mean, mostly like a relationship. My last relationship ended in March. And that was very, very toxic. I was a toxic person. They were toxic, so I think it was just not good. Um, just people like in a relationship or a friendship, because I have had friendship that they don't allow me to have friends out of them. They only want me to be all for them. And if they hate somebody, I have to hate that person too. If they don't talk to somebody, I don't talk to them. And honestly, we have freedom. And for a long time, I didn't branch out to anybody else. They were my one and only friend. And when that person decided that they wanted to talk to me, they would talk to me. And when they didn't want to talk to me, they wouldn't talk to me. So it was just very like, I would be giving like 120, and they would give me whatever they wanted. And when they were all obsessed with the boyfriend, I wouldn't even get a call. I wouldn't even get a hangout. But when they were feeling some type of way towards that person, they would come running back to me, you know? And just people like that, I don't want in my life. I want somebody that's going to be there for me the same percentage as I am. So I don't think I asked for you to be texting me as my friend or talking to me every day 24/7, because I know we have lives and everything. But if I can go out of my way to leave my job to go to you when you have an issue, and then yet when you're all okay and everything's dandy, you don't talk to me, like, that is not okay with me. And that's something that I will not be putting up with, because I've had like a few friends that have done that, and honestly, I don't like that. And I'm not the type of person to say anything. And then as well, like when I'm hurting or when something's wrong with me, I'm not like, I don't know, like I shut down. I'm not like a needy person, like, oh my God, give me attention, I feel so bad. Which, it's okay if you are that kind of person, but I'm not. I'm more like let me be me, you know? But if you know that that's how I am, I feel like reaching out and just making sure that I'm okay says a lot about that person, because that's how I am. Even if you don't want to talk to me because you're sad and you're coping or anything, I give you your space, but I do reach out and let you know, like, hey, whenever you need me, like, I'm here, I got you, you know? And I think that that's one thing that I will not be allowing in this year, just because, like, me ha costado mucho, you know, to stand up for myself. Even though I seem like I'm mean, but sometimes I'm too nice. I just let things slide, hasta que ya no puedo, you know? And then another thing, like toxic relationships, like boyfriends that have controlled what I wear, what I eat, not what I eat, because I eat everything. Por eso estoy como estoy. No, like just saying like, oh, you can't go here, or only if I go, or why are you doing this, or question my every move. I think I've been in relationships where no me dejaban hacer nothing that didn't involve them. I wasn't allowed to have friends, talk to other people, go out. And I was okay with that for the longest. And now looking back, it's like, girl, ¿qué te pasó? Like, are you dumb? But when you're in love or whatever, you're like blinded. You're like a little puppy. Ahí sigues a la persona and whatever they say, it's okay. And I even seen friends in certain relationships where they lose themselves, they lose their friends, they lose everything just to please a person. But in reality, like, if they love you, they're gonna be okay with who you are. Pero I también, like, there's that certain amount of respect. Yeah, you're not gonna go out clubbing and dancing on another guy or whatever, you know? I think respect and trust is very, very important, and a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people have insecurities. They have issues like that they have to resolve themselves of things that they went through before coming into a new relationship, because I think that affects a lot of things. And how I was telling my friend, a broken person cannot fix another broken person, you know? There's a lot of times where this goes to my number 3, basically, like whatever issues I've had in the past, I'm leaving that in 2021. I'm not gonna bring them to my next relationship, because this person is a totally new person, and it doesn't, unless they do the same thing that the other person has done, like, you know, go based on that. But I feel like sometimes you have insecurities, you have fears based on what other people have done in your past, and you bring it to your new relationship, and sometimes that causes conflict, that causes you to shut down. I think I'm laughing because I always say communication is key, and I do think communication is key. But it's so hard for me to communicate and say like how I'm feeling like right away. I like first shut down and have to think of everything, and then I can talk. But I have been working on that, and I think that's like my toxic trait, which I'm living in 2021. Just leaving, I don't know, like if somebody cheated on you in the past, and then you come into a new relationship and you're like, oh my god, like I don't want to let you go to this place and this place because my ex did that, and you could do it too. If you're with that person, it's for a reason. If you don't trust them, then why be with them? Like, también it gets kind of exhausting when you're on a leash in a relationship, and they prohibit you to do a lot of things. Like, dang, like, am I a child? Like, you can't have these friends, you can't go out here, you can't dress like this, you can't post pictures, or you can't do this. Like, then what am I supposed to do? But just leaving things that have harmed you. And I think that it's very important to self-heal before you go into another relationship, before you have any kids, before going into marriage or anything like that. Just because I'm talking from experience, okay? Just because it's very I think like it weights you down, and it doesn't allow you to be happy. My last relationship, I think I was very toxic. I don't think I know I was very toxic. Like, they wouldn't allow me to do something, so I would do that thing back. Or if they hurt me or they made me feel some type of way, so I would want to hurt them even worse, you know? Um if they made me feel disrespected, like I would disrespect them. And it was just like a cycle of back and forth, and I would feel like I would get gaslighted a lot. And I would go crazy, and I always want to like break up with them, instead of like sitting down and be like, hey, I don't like you doing this because it makes me feel like this. And like I said, I think communication is very important. But it has been really tough for me, just because when I was little, like I didn't grow up with like the best communication skills, like from my parents or anything like that. So something that has taken time to work on, and I feel happy where I'm at now. Like I said, it does take me a little bit to try to gather my thoughts before like acting all crazy. But I do feel like calmer. I feel at peace. I feel like I don't have to be arguing. I don't have to be fighting. But I think it's always with the right person. Sometimes we get so obsessed with being in a relationship that no longer works, and it's just we're there just to be there because of like comfort. And we think like, oh my gosh, like all these good times that we had, I can't let it go. So you just stay there, but you're truly unhappy. And then your unhappiness comes out in the way of conflict and fighting and disrespecting and cheating, when you could avoid that. Sometimes things are over because they're not meant to be, and it's sad. But sometimes you think that, oh my god, this is my person, I am so obsessed with them, I'm so in love with them. And you break up, and freaking 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, a few months later, you realize like, dang, I'm okay. Like, they weren't for me, and I was like, excuse my language, but a huevo quería estar con ellos, you know? And sometimes it's okay to let go. It's gonna hurt, and you need to be okay with that. Like, métete en la cabeza that, hey, it's gonna hurt. I'm hurting. It's okay. But I'm not gonna hurt forever. Trust me, a breakup will not last for the rest of your life. Because I remember my first breakup, I thought like, dang, like this thing hurts. And I was like, I'm never gonna get over this person. Y duré like heartbroken, like seriously, like me dolía el corazón, like my chest, so bad that I was like, damn, feels like I have a broken rib, but in my heart, you know? But then after 7 months, it did take me quite a while. It takes other people less, other people more, but after 7 months, one day I woke up and I didn't feel anything. Like, it was just like, dang, I met that person, I had memories, and now freaking 9 years, 10 years, down the line, I'm fine. It was like a dream. I don't feel nothing, like nothing. But in that moment when you're going through it, it freaking sucks. But love yourself more, respect yourself more, and just know that tomorrow will be better. Maybe not tomorrow, but the next or next tomorrow. Wait. But the next or next tomorrow will be better. But that goes back to like my toxic people as well. Sometimes we put up with relationships, men or women disrespecting us, or because we hope that they're gonna change. I believe in, well, in God. I believe in once a cheater, always a cheater. And I believe it's really hard to change unless like something really big happens in your life where you're like, dang, I really need to change. Like having a wake up call or something. And sometimes you stay in a relationship with somebody that's an alcoholic. I'm not saying you like to drink a little. That's okay. I'm saying you like to drink every day, 24/7 kind of thing, you know? And we hope that they're going to change, that they're going to be better, but in reality they're not. And if you're okay to stay there, sadly that's you. But I think everybody should want better, should want more, should like know that they deserve more, you know. And I seen sadly a lot of people stay in the relationships they're in because they hold on to the good moments. They hold on to when that person is so lovey-dovey. They hold on to when that person is so good to them, that they ignore the other flags that when they're disrespectful, what? When they're disrespected, when they're harmed, when they're neglected. There's a lot of forms of neglect, like either like physical neglect, um emotionally. I mean, they don't have to hate you to treat you bad. So just relationships and people like that, I think you have to work on yourself first to be able to love you enough to leave that person. And that's something that we have to work on, that I had to work on. Because sometimes we look at our physical and we're like, oh, well, nobody is ever gonna love us, or maybe because I'm gordita, I'm not gonna find another guy, or girl, there's a lot of fish in the sea. um, but we just have to, I think, for me, that's very important. Loving yourself first enough to, aunque te va a doler, you can leave that situation, you know? I thank God that I have had the experiences that I have had with friends, with people, with relationships, with my family, whether being good or bad, because I have learned from that. It has helped me be a better person, see who I want to be. I want to be a happy person. I want to bring joy to others. When I was younger, I grew up really angry. Um, I don't know, I had issues. But it just has to do a lot with the way I was brought up as well. And when one day I'll do a story time. But now, today, being 26 years old, I feel old. um, I'm finally realizing who I want to be. And it has been hard because it's not easy, like training your mind to change, or it's not easy changing. But I like who I'm becoming, and I'm excited for 2022. It's gonna be, I already know, an amazing year. I'm not saying perfect, but I know it'll be amazing. Um, and yeah, those are things that I will be leaving in 2021. It gave me a lot of good things, some sad things, but good things as well. And I hope that you rethink your whole last year and see like what things I don't want to bring to this year. How do I want to be a better person for me, myself, my family, my kids? I mean, the only thing that you cannot leave in 2021, besides like you could cut off family, friends, cousins, whoever, not your kids. Sorry, you cannot cut off your kids. Um but I hope you guys have an amazing 2022, that you learn how to love yourself and respect yourself first, because we only have us to stand up for each other. And whether somebody says they love you, they have to show you with actions. And just remember that you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it. No, but have a happy New Year's, and blessings to all of you guys, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed my little talk, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe so you can see more of me. I will be I'm making this my New Year's resolution, is to be constant on YouTube. That's something that I really, really like and that I am truly passionate. And for whatever reason, I have always started but quit, and I don't want to do that anymore. I really like it. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.